Warpcore, how's it going? Yes, early stream today. And I'll get my normal howdy folks in. I tried to get some stuff done for, videos, but it's been just been, another fun week. Pretora, how's it going? Ian, I have stuff to do today with the family, so that is why the stream is early today. Um yeah, just some some new things I have to figure out. We have a new neighbor and they have dogs, and that's added a little bit of fun in the past 36 hours. Um Berkatron, how's it going? Rob, Andrew, um Ian, she's doing fine. She's had a few changes to some medicines and stuff because they said that was like causing some of her issues. So just a matter now of seeing how things play out. Yeah, I will say though, the stream today, I know this is much earlier than normal. It's also going to be a bit shorter than normal. I I would say this is going to be like a 90-minute stream. I don't even know what type of dog it is. All I know is it's a bit loud. Viper, logical. Streaming at a reasonable UK time. How bad is it this time? Supreme sleep avoider? Terrible. What makes you think I have a messed up sleep schedule? What would lead to that sort of idea? Rune, how's it going? Yeah, so the Endeavor event is still going on PC, so it's a really great time to do all of your endeavors. The Universal today is complete EPO tagging on New Romulus, so I'm gonna hop down there and get that done real quick. That's actually a very easy endeavor to do. You just gotta head over to New Romulus and oh no. Oh hell no. You guys aren't seeing anything. We ain't doing that cutscene again. Why is that even popping up? Hell no. No. That's a quick go-to character select and avoid that right there. Like, I've got how many of the transports unlocked? Why am I getting that cutscene? Rune, yeah, she's doing fine. Nice time here too, 9:30 p.m. Yeah, it's a good time for a lot of regions, isn't it? Yeah. Give me the EPO mission. Orphe, how's it gone? Jay? I need so another thing too, truthfully, is I was going in getting some more, like, I was trying to get my video done for this the bundle because I want to get it out. I want it to be out yesterday, but just real life just getting in the way. I need to get a little bit more footage of the ships. I thought I had. Like, I've been on this map how many times? I don't know why it gave me that cutscene again. Feels insane to get 2 points a day. I did that stream the other day where I got like 4 or 5 points throughout the stream. I have not maintained that tempo, to be clear. I have no interest in maintaining that tempo, but I am at 1064. And when the Endeavor event started, I believe I was at like 1050, so I've tried to get a few more points over the weekend here. As soon as I turn this in, I'll have my universal done. Turn in EPO tags. There we go. I need to get some salvage also. Disruptor damage space, phaser damage ground, so that's easy. I'm going to just put on the new pistol, and I will go into Jupiter ground quick. Do I think they will ever re-release the one-time Vandies like Platinum Pink First Responder? Yeah, I think eventually they might. Not near term, but I could see it happening eventually. I want to mention that there's, the next part of the event campaign was announced, and I think we're going to get more announcements related to that. I think we're going to see all of the Iconian related MUDs bundles go on sale. So we already saw that there's like a Herald bundle announced, and I'll talk about that in a video on probably Monday at this rate. It doesn't go live until Tuesday on PC, so I'm not exactly in a rush. My priority for this weekend is just getting this Kelvin bundle video out, and the other thing I can't talk about. You would like an EPO friend? You did see that I uploaded an NG run at like 5 a.m. your time or something. Let me pull up the bundle. Like I've seen like some of the basic info about it, but I'll be honest, I haven't actually like sat down and looked at the entirety of it. So let's do a live reaction here. And yeah, Temporal Recruit was also announced for PC only, I believe. Let me look here. Did I just open the same thing back to back? Yes, I did. Okay. Yeah, Temporal Recruit on PC starting on the 11th, running through September 1st. And all TOS themed items will be 30% off in the Zen store from the 11th up through the 18th. Okay. Now, for the Herald bundle here, now, with the Demon Hunting event, Stowe is giving you the opportunity to get most of the contents of that lockbox without using a single key. The Herald bundle is coming to Stowe on PC on August 11th and will be available for the duration of the event. The full price of the bundle is 1,250 Zen, but during the Demon Hunting event, it will be on sale for 40% off, meaning it costs 720 Zen. Here's what's inside. All of these items are tradable to other players, but cannot be reclaimed, so don't delete anything if you're not sure. Not sure how I feel about that part. Honestly, that's a little bit underwhelming. The cannot be reclaimed, especially because this does have weapon packs in it. Like, I'd want those weapons like account wide, right? Like the trait self-modulating fire. Like, it's not as big of a deal as it once was, but still, like I mean, value wise compared to what it would cost, just opening lock boxes, sure, this is gonna still be more economical, but I don't know. I'd like to just pay to have stuff account wide. Yeah, I guess it's a fake sale because it's at that 720 Zen the entire time. Yeah, based on the wording here, yeah. I mean, I like this idea. I like this, but I would be willing to, if it meant the price had to be slightly higher, like I would spend $20 to get the lockbox contents account wide. Like the issue is here is that these are tradable to other players. I don't care about that. I don't want that. I don't need that. I don't need that from a Zen Store bundle like this. If I'm going to pay money like this, I'd rather pay to have it account wide. How much extra Zen is account wide worth to me? I mean, we're buying stuff in the mud store for like 20-25 bucks account wide. Yeah, credit for them trying something new. Like I am happy to see that. I think that this is a step towards a better approach. I would like I would, if they want to do this, I would be interested in a bundle that cost, I'd say two times the price here, but gives me the stuff that is, explicitly only available to me, cannot be traded, but it's account wide. Self-modulating fire is going to be super cheap on the exchange, yeah. The big thing here though is really the weapons. You receive 9 of these weapon packs when purchasing the bundle. The box allows you to choose any from this list, okay? I mean, so that does mean you can, explicitly pick like Herald anti-proton beam arrays, dual beam banks. I don't remember. I don't. No. The original Herald anti-proton weapon boxes, they don't give you that amount of like picking. Will there be a new key sale? Yeah, most certainly. How good is self-modulating fire? It used to be a top tier like DPS trait, but it's fallen off in the past couple of years. Like it's not bad. It's just, it's one of those things where it just fell off. Like I think for I guess at the end of the day, do I recommend this? For $7.20 worth of Zen, I don't think it's a terrible deal. I just think that I think that this is a good direction for them to go, but I think there's some alterations that can be done to improve it. Yeah, self-modulating fire is a good trait. So it's giving you a bunch of shield pen for 15 seconds every 45 seconds. I've got it right here. Yeah, so on outgoing critical hits, your ranged weapons and projectiles gain 50% shield pen for 10 seconds, can trigger once every 45 seconds. That used to be like a really popular meta space trait. It's still good. It's just for the very top end, it's fallen off in recent years. Yeah, it does mean that during the event, we're going to have some cheap Herald weapons hit the market. And, I will say, the thought of being able to get some cheap Herald weapons, that does sound nice. Like, Herald Anti-Proton's good. It's not the best Anti-Proton. Ball is certainly the best right now. But it's still, it's a good-looking variant of AP. Like, it's got a really good visual. Yeah, I wouldn't want this to be tradable at all, yeah. And yeah, I'm guessing that probably is the issue, is that it was just too much work to turn off the lockbox version that trades, yeah. Easier to just make it a one-time claim. It's a step in the right direction, though, I will say. Yeah, so I think I've got Herald AP on this or on this character. Yeah, so I've got one Herald AP here. The proc is 2.5% chance plus 7% bonus energy damage to self for 20 seconds. So, I mean, it could stack up to 3 times, so that's up to 21% cat 1 or cat 2. So yeah, it's cat 2 because it's bonus there. So 21% cat 2 bonus energy damage, but with 2.5% chance procs, that's so rare for you to get that many procs up. Account wide one-time claim would be more ideal, yeah. Ian, I think we're seeing them lean more in that direction, at least. Herald is the same one we have account wide Omni and wide arc for. I think so, yeah. I think, yeah, we got that from a prior event. So, space equipment. Yep, Herald Antiproton. Yeah, that was last year's reward. Yeah, and even then, like, the issue is that the potential exchange value, it's going to all be flooded. Like, this is going to be one of the most flooded weapons on the market, you know, when this goes through. Because at the end of the day, the reality is that the majority of people only want to do phasers. The vast majority of people, like, even though there's, you know, been other types that have been better over the years, like, people play this game because they want to be like the Federation. The Federation uses phasers, therefore they use phasers. Like, it's simple as that. What's the proc on the proton weapons? I forget the name of it. It's not much damage. Yeah, I do like what they're doing for for the upcoming event. Yeah. MDT, thank you for the Prime sub. Greatly appreciate it. But yeah, I'm gonna pop open a character that I'm pretty sure has some weapon packs on it. Yeah, Epic Creator Code here should. Lonnie, how's it going? Your phasers come in War Crimes flavor? Yes. I mean, if you're a Stow player, like the amount of enemies that we have defeated, that is a staggering number right there. Okay, so let's pop open a Herald box here just to see. I think for these, the selection options are generally quite limited, so the new box from this giving you that much selection will be quite nice, yeah. Random cannon, random beam. Yeah. Yeah, the market's going to be flooded. I'd say if you want Herald weapons, like, you know, when that drops on Tuesday, just go in and be patient near the exchange. So right now, these Herald weapons, the beams are at 9. That's going to crash. That's going to crash hard. Cap Cisco, thank you for the Prime sub. Greatly appreciate it. That was your attitude with in Stow at first. All phasers all the time. As a reminder, every Dailies class has 1,500 crew. Is there a way to see how many ships I've blown up? That'd be an interesting metric. A single cube is a few 100,000 drones, so our kill counts are in the billions. Oh man, that's a rough one. Was just trying out the Maelstrom bug. Seems to work nicely with ETM. I've had a bunch of people leaving comments, you know, confused about the micro missiles. And just to recap for those that hadn't seen the discussion, the micro missiles, the reason that they specifically are so special here with this interaction is that they don't have they don't factor into the shared torpedo cooldown. So they can fire at the exact same time as other torpedoes without causing your other torpedoes to be, you know, stalled out, because you can only have like one torp fire at a time normally, and this bypasses that. That bug needs to stay, yeah. Yeah, as far as bugs go, I think there's just generally more pressing issues in the game. Oh yeah, I got some keys from Sora the other day. I need to open those. Dan, thank you for the bits. Jay, how's it going? Why did they remove seeing other players on the minimap? Did they? Didn't even realize that. Huh. That must have been the change with the DSCs. That's Yeah, that's a new one. I didn't even know. The keys did not go well for me, but Sora, when you're seeing this, I appreciate that. Rudy Dog, thank you for the casual membership. Greatly appreciate it. Probably does wonders for performance. Imagine how many times Spencer has casually backed out of solo ISC runs because of a bad first phase. All those drones. Yes. Ventus, how's it going? 3 CPU cycles, yeah. Yeah, the number of solo ISEs, that's oof. When's the new lockbox come out? Well, the next lockbox ship is expected to be the Narada. And I think based on everything going on right now with the new event starting Tuesday, I think that's a pretty good indication. But yeah, Jay, I know you're just returning to the game. Nowadays, there's basically only one new lockbox a year. Most of the ship editions just go straight to Infinity. Happy Saturday morning, all. Yeah, it's almost all direct to Infinity nowadays. Will I make a theme build? I mean, we'll have to see what happens. Like, well, technically, it's not even confirmed that it is the Narada. That's just our expectation right now. Yeah, I'd say check the market. There are still a few older ones worth a little bit, like the Borg especially. 3-3 Miracle Worker, Narada inbound. Can't wait to see Spencer's very happy reaction. Yeah. Axel, not much. Bit warm in here. Okay, is there any other things I missed here? Okay. I mean, they do have the assimilator that you can pick up, but yeah. You like the Mayflower skin more? Okay, I need to record a hive run with the Armstrong. For the duration of the hive run, I'm gonna go camera off. Camera and chat will be off screen. So let's do public queue Hive Onslaught. Hive Onslaught Elite. Go play Minecraft with the kiddo. She was up playing Minecraft way too late last night. Way too late. She is still sleeping. Okay, I'm going to go to the recording thing here and going to record. More game, less Spencer. I just need to get a little bit more footage of it and there's like one little section that I still need to do audio on. It's just there's been some problematic developments in the past couple days for me. We had someone move in who has dogs that are getting used to their new living conditions, and I will just let you guess how that was going. I did not mean to hit that so early.
That formless flame, weak, foul.
Just spamming the spacebar here. You guys know the drill. Yeah, just the standard like apartment issues. Double cutscene, gotta love it. There we go.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will claim another.
I'm waiting for feedback pulse to pop up and just nuke me, you know? Okay, what were the numbers on that? Yeah, I know it's an early stream. Total attacks in 83%, damage in 83%, analysis, all the phaser damage there. And I saw Stow Better their breakdown for the GOM 2 console. I disagree with their opinion. I think in the science slot it makes the most sense. Damage taken. So I took a bit. Heals out here. Valdor, the Epsilon console came in second. The shuttles did pretty good. Yeah, all around those good. Okay, let's stop recording and stream old. Okay. Gibbs, can you use the roll bar with only 2 engines? I don't remember. Let me go look at that. Yeah, let's go look at that. You cannot, okay. The way I move around makes you think I have anchored equipped. Gotcha, okay, so that's already answered. Thank you, thank you. So that is just some footage there of the Armstrong that I needed. I'm gonna go, let's pull the Newton back out. Give me some more batteries on here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I know this is an early stream. Nah, it's the issue in the past like day or so has just been dogs barking. Don't be pulling your Newton back out. There are kids watching this. Oh no, ruin. I thought I was safe. I thought I was too early in the day for Chiap style commentary to be popping up. Yeah. Some of y'all know how it is. Okay. I'm gonna pop this into an infected conduit elite and let's see how it goes. Have the dogs made it to the orange chicken supply? Best not. It was on Stow Builds, the subreddit. Hold on. I'll drop the link. They did a breakdown on stuff, but X Gym. Yeah, that's where they posted about it. Quick opinion question. Any recommendations for a carrier pet build? I would say to take a look at what folks like Parrot and Potsy have posted over on the Discord. I think Mara's got some stuff also, the Stow Builds Discord. That's a really good resource for, just for seeing what builds people are doing. The Echo Papa console sucks, unfortunately. I've not heard about any developments on bringing that up, but it's really not good. Get over here. So this is a carrier build right here that I'm rocking right now. I'm using the pets off the Vengeance, which you also get unlocked off the Armstrong now. This is a really good run for this so far. Oh, we have a loose sphere on right. Still 1.4 there up until that point. .3 still even after clearing. That's pretty good for this. Yeah, these are the elite versions of the Vengeance pets. There is the ship gear. The beams I have on here were just ultimates. They can literally be anything. Like, you do not have to do plasma. The reason I'm using plasma is because for the hanger pet consoles I was using, I only had plasma ones on this character, so I just went with some plasma beams. Brad's going good. Isn't Cheops an old man? They wake and sleep early. Yes. Cheops has been having a lot of fun recently, though. Thank you for the Endeavor video. For a moment, I thought I could finish it fast, but then you made it clear you can do it with 62 characters. Yeah. Like I said, it's not something that everyone's going to be interested in, and it's also, truthfully, something that very few people should even bother with, like pushing it to that limit, but it was more of just, bringing awareness to that is an option that exists. That was basically the point. I'm going to stop recording. Yeah, I did have the elite, yeah. Will flagship distress frequency transponder ever be sold again? Yes. In MUDs eventually, if it's not there right now. The 4K plus the 3D SEs do help a bit more when the quadrant is featured, yeah. Being an old man, I was already up for a few hours already. I have been awake for a certain amount of hours. Just a few. I mean, so this was probably the best run I've had with this, like, carrier build on this. There's still some issues. There's some optimizations I could do for it, but still, that worked out pretty well. 1.3 there. Would have been 1.4 if it weren't for that straggler sphere there. I don't think I can have any more caffeine, Brad. I don't think I can have any more caffeine right now. I think I'd be above the limit. Did I miss any other things? Okay, the Stow Better stuff. Yeah, let me pop that up. Yeah, so Stow Better did a thing going over You Are Dismissed and the GOM 2 console. Their recommendation though for the GOM 2 console, from what I remember here, let me find it. Yeah, okay, so I think their recommendation for the GOM 2 console is bad. Mara and myself, you know, when this came out, we were talking about this, and anytime you guys have seen me use the GOM 2 console, it's always been in a science slot. And that's because it's got an area of effect shield disable when it goes off. The damage I've had from this has been the highest when it's in a science console slot. Like when I was doing solo ISEs, trying it out in every single slot, science was the best. Like science ended up being so far ahead of the other options for me that science did more than TAC, Inge, and Universal combined. Like I did not get a result like I did in the science slot with any of the other ones. So I disagree with what they're saying here about the console, and maybe they're you know, I'm guessing they're seeing something different on their end, but on my end, the GOM 2 console in a science slot is the highest performing option for it. Yes. Yeah, the GOM 2 console is actually pretty good. It's like a budget Obina console. It's really good for survivability. Yeah, Extreme will almost certainly be there soon then. Remember that the limit is per unit of body weight, so yours is probably extreme. Warp core. Warp core. That's toxic. Okay, let's go to the Salcombe next here. I have another perk point to use. Weapon damage alpha ground is getting close to being done. Cheops missed a good screenshot on that one. Cheops will see it later. Don't you worry. Cheops will look at the VOD, especially because I'm only going to be going for like another 50 or so minutes. Cheops will probably look at the VOD. Oh no. Okay, Salcombe next. The Salcombe console, by the way, for those of you that missed the prior discussion about it, the Salcombe console, when used in a team environment, will slow you down and will negatively impact weapon firing cycle haste. Basically, in a team setting, the console, which is supposed to be a buff, is currently having a negative effect. So just be aware of that. I have not heard anything about like an ETA on that getting fixed though. Question about the Vengeance pets. I remember hearing they were great when properly supported in a carrier pet build. I think it just depends on what level you're at, Sam, I'd say, but it's the thing with type 7s is that they're just such a force multiplier because of how much damage, you know, how much debuff they're bringing in. It just depends on how much damage you're able to do to the foes while they have beta up. Like if you are able to capitalize on your foes being debuffed by the beta from the type 7s and the sensor pass thing that they have, like the type 7s are just incredibly hard to beat. I guess if you were someone who, like, if you were just getting absolutely no damage from the rest of your build, that might be a different situation. Like where you need the pets to do any bit of damage for you. But I still think for the vast majority of people, just slotting type 7s and not worrying about any of the carrier stuff is the best play. Yeah. Yeah, I've been in voice chat with Cheops, and I can read our group chat. I can see his exact thoughts of people using the Salcombe console. The the language is even in text form probably not stream safe. Cheops is a very spicy individual. Cheops Cheops is honestly, Cheops needs to start streaming Stowe. I think he'd do pretty well. Stop teasing us with this. Yes. When Cheops has a 10-second HSC instead of 7, he gets really grumpy and says the game is unplayable. Absolutely. That is the case, didn't you know? Dark Eddie, how's it going? I did quite enjoy this is some drama that happened recently, but there's a group of there's a group of some like streamers and stuff that were going off about like Cheops runs not being possible the other day, and Cheops just hopped in like voice chat with one of them, and I didn't listen to the entire thing, but there was some fun there, and I guess that the person got immediately quiet. The game is unplayable. When you're trying to do like min-max stuff, if you're having like any ability misfires, any like hitching, yeah. Like if you're trying to set like a speed record, then you want everything to be perfect. Okay, let's do a cure found elite public queue. I'm bringing out the Salcombe. What's new in Stowe lately? You know, the Kelvin bundle is giving free to play and budget users a bunch of really great gear that is like helping bring the Zen store options up to a comparable point of like the premium lockbox stuff. Carrier tank players are getting some nice toys here, especially. On the PvP side, I know that's what your main focus is, Dutchman. Unity shielding got fixed, and I don't know. I mean, really, a lot of the recent changes in the past year or so has just been like Fire at Will's like become like really good. The current DPS record is actually Fire at Will. Getting a little bit of lag on this one. Okay, there we go. Come on, beam overload here for the immersion. We're getting some good server experience here. Look at that skyscraper skyline over there at the right. The more that net graph at the bottom right looks like a skyline of like New York, the worse the server is. You want it to be flat. That green bar at the very bottom of the screen that's really hard to see, that ideally wants to be flat. The more spikes there is, the worse the server's doing. Years ago, fall was great, and it's great again. Fire Will has been made meta. It's been made meta again. And 4-4 setups. Yeah, I know 4-4 setups don't always get much love, but I promise 4-4 setups right now are like incredibly powerful. To make this a more cinematic experience, I've used the Sigma console off of the Salcombe here to slow down our weapons fire to make this more immersive. Hope you all enjoyed. Well, yeah, the DSC stuff Dutchman was talking about before, so I didn't bring that up, but I don't know. I'd say in general, like the biggest changes in the past couple of months has just been like the direction of the game under Cryptic. Like with Thomas taking charge and everything that's happened, like I feel much more positive about the future of the game. Don't get me wrong, there's still some issues. I think the monetization approach the game has also sort of sucks. But you know, at large, I think the game is in a much better position than it was at any other point in the 2020s, to be honest. I think Cryptic, before everything went down, was in a set mentality where they weren't necessarily doing things in line with what, you know, the player base felt would be good for the game. And you know, with everything that's happened, the new management shakeups, all that, like the new direction Cryptic is going, where it's heavily engaging with the player base, doing things that we've been asking for ages. It feels so much better. What are my thoughts on the Muds Into Darkness and Beyond bundle, the ships? I think it's a good bundle. I mean, I've got it. I bought it. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. I went for the Kelvin. I went for basically all the ships aside from the Vengeance, because the Vengeance is so easy to get on the exchange. When did everything get so freaking expensive? 5K Zen used to be a lot. Yeah, I mean, some prices have went up on some things, but there's a lot more accessibility now. Like there's a lot more ways to get stuff account wide than there was back in the day. It's nice, very refreshing to see them actively trying things, reacting to things, advertising. Yeah. Any word on if they will add a new holding to the Fleet Starbase? I don't think so. You know, we had that fleet update a few months ago, but you know, when I brought that up in my recent interview with the systems team, it sounds like they're not even like working on a fleet update right now. Yeah. What happened with Deca? So with Embracer, they basically agreed to let Arc do a management buyout. So Arc went independent and took Cryptic with them. Embracer kept one of the games that Arc was like responsible for. I'm forgetting the name of it, but basically there was a bigger franchise that Arc was managing, and Embracer kept it, but like Arc went independent with Cryptic. The Stowe team the people at Cryptic that were left, are still there, and then the people that were working on Stowe over at Deca ended up shifting over for the most part to Cryptic. There were a few that departed in that migration, but yeah. Promo packs even got cheaper, yeah. D4X is fun. Tolari was great. Connie is nothing special. Yes. I want to pull up here. No, it wasn't Torchlight. It was something else. I'm forgetting the name of. It was like some shooter. Hold on, I'll find it. Steam. Yeah, if I look at Steam DB, I'll find it. So Arc Games, Remnant, the Remnant franchise. Yeah, it was the Remnant stuff that Embracer took. I'd say with Deca, at first it was, a lot of silence, but then, they really started to get the communication spooled back up to some new good levels. There were certainly some things that were released that were broken. There's still some things that are broken. I've complained about a few of those things, like the Pioneer 2, for instance. The accessories off that are atrociously bad to this day. Okay, stowwiki.net. I want to pull up here. I think we're going to see on Tuesday that the Muds bundles that feature Herald ships will be on sale. That is my current expectation. So let's see, what are the Herald Tactics set? So that's going to be Baltam Raider, Herald Quas. That's just the 3 ships, right? Yeah. Okay, so the Muds bundles that have the Vomp, the Baltam, which Muds bundle is that? Is the Baltam not in a Muds bundle? Carried Away. Yes, I know the Vomp is in Muds Awesome Mix. Yeah, so Muds Awesome Mix and Carried Away will most certainly, will not most certainly, will most likely go on sale this Tuesday. If they do what they did with the Tholian event, where they put with the Tholian event, they brought the Muds bundles back at a 50% discount for the duration of the event that had Tholian ships in them. And if they do the same thing here, that would mean the Awesome Mix would return because that's got the Vomp in it. And then the Carried Away would return because that's got the Quas. Sora, how's it going? Yeah, Baltam is lobby only, okay. That's one of the few. That's one of the few that is still lobby only, okay. Yeah, for sure, Frozen. And a big part of it, and we still see it, with some newer releases that there's issues, but with Deca, it was because they were coming in and they were, the people coming in were just entirely new to this game, to this engine. Yeah, Spacer, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, Deca really started the improved communications that we're still feeling the impact of, which was really great. And it is great to see that Cryptic has carried that on. Yeah, Vice. I was hoping that the Sleeceless Muds bundle was going to be back here for you, but nope. You're going to be waiting a while for that one. Nah, you didn't miss much, Sora. Um, I will. Usually, I just call out. I'm gonna queue for X thing, and then just let everyone just join the queue for it. Um, I like carrier pet builds. I'm kind of wondering if I should get to the carrier bundle, the carried away one here, or the new Kelvin one. Um, I mean, the carried away choice pack doesn't really do much for carrier builds, to be honest. Like, it is featuring some carrier platforms, but I mean, truthfully, none of them are really that relevant. Yeah, Nick, early stream. Improved comms to CCs also allows us to look at Spencer's reaction when I say super meta Narada. Yeah, it's, from a meta perspective, carrier wise, it's not really that big of a deal, this carried away choice pack. What would that even look like? A giant spiky bits? I am looking forward to seeing what the Narada looks like. If it does end up coming to Stow. Because we've had some like ships in the game inspired by that design. You want it to be huge? I mean, if they do add it, it'll most certainly be huge, but just keep in mind that anytime we've had larger ships, added to the game recently that they've been scaled down to some extent. The Thought was scaled down. The Enterprise J obviously, is like a bit smaller than some would hope. I'm curious what the issue with the Maelstrom torpedoes is. Um, they're not supposed to receive that cooldown reduction, and apparently that's been on and off. The more pressing issue to me with the Maelstroms is the fact that the calculations are based off of what one of the Maelstroms has. So if you figure out which of your two Maelstroms slotted is like the alpha that has all the calculations based on it, you can put it into an aft weapon slot, and then the other one will always fire at 3 charges. Like that to me is the more bugged issue there. But in general, I still think that there's other things for the devs to be concerned about. Even with Maelstroms performing like this, it still is nowhere near enough for a kinetic build or even like a hybrid build to catch up with a pure energy weapon setup. So weak pack, you think? Yeah, the mud's carried away. I got it. It's cool, but it doesn't really add much. Like to me, the reason I got it was nostalgia. I bought the carried away choice pack entirely for nostalgia because I like the Zindi Aquatic Briostris. I flew the Narcine a lot back in the day when the T5 was the best. And yeah, I like it. That's why I bought it. Yeah, so it's like a space Barbie choice. Now, as for the Kelvin Timeline Starship bundle, I do think that's got a bit more impact for most people. The Armstrong has really good tank stuff on it. It's also a decent tank platform. The Newton is a really good carrier platform, good support, can also function as a tank. It's got really good carrier accessories on it. And then the Salcombe, the Salcombe is the weakest of the bunch. Its console, once it's fixed, has really good potential for like budget DPS. It's giving you a ton of crit chance. So, for those of you that don't have all the lockbox crit traits, that's a really good alternative. The trait from that is also okay. The experimental weapon, if you don't have anything better, it works, but it is not going to beat the hexas if you're able to pilot well. I mean, the Salcombe itself is probably the weakest of the three ships, though. Here, it's still it's really good, but yeah, it is definitely the weakest of the three. You got it. It was the first thing you put any money into. Nice. I think the bundle at large is fine. Like I think it's really good. Um, I think this bundle, you know, if especially like yeah, if you're like a newer player looking for some good ships, some good utility that's going to help you build out characters on your account, like this is a good bundle for that. Salcombe's issue is oversaturation. It's a good escort, but we have tons of those. Yeah. Just need a 35% sale and you'll pick it up. Trouble? I know how it is. The past couple weeks, you haven't been able to watch recently. I haven't been able to get much content out recently. I feel I think for me, like, you know, there's been the IRL stuff going on with the family. You know, the stuff going on with my mom, the legal stuff with the kids, all that going on. Um, and I don't know. I think there for me, there's just been some like buildup of stress about being behind on projects. So at some point, I want to get stuff cleared up. I'm hoping. I've been hoping for a while, you know, that this would be the month, and I keep repeating that, but I'm hoping here with August, that time lines up for me to finally get some of these projects out of the way. Sent fortune cookie for 380 jewels. Trouble, appreciate it. Um, since I don't have DPRM, I'm wondering where the GOM2 console ranks. It's really good. The GOM2 console, again, you put it into a science slot, but the passives on that give up to 600 and what is it, 30 resistance. So the passives on the GOM2 console are really good. They're really good. With that bundle, you got the 680k DPS finally. Nice. That makes you an elitist top 1% deeps player. How's it make you feel? It's the things are getting taken care of with the real life situation for me that are, you know, it's knocking down some of the steps to take some of the stress off things, but it's yeah, there's still been a few stumbles here and there. You purchased the ships with some T6 coupons. The rest of the stuff wasn't that important to you. You didn't want the hold on. You didn't want the console or the shield? Terrible. Nick and Sora, miss you guys too. I think the most shocking part of past versus present for you these days is how you have slowly stopped using DPRM across most builds. Yeah, I have. I'm not using that really on a lot of the top deeps builds right now. Um, yeah, the new Vandy shields look really cool. Um, I feel like I need to just drop a dedicated video on this one at some point, and I might do that like when I need like an easier video to do. Just, you know, if I have like a week where I know that it's going to be really hectic, I'll probably drop this one as a video. But the Spirit of Sacrifice off the Trafalgar, that's like become one of the new must slot consoles for a lot of high end people. It's not something everyone out there needs to get, but Spirit of Sacrifice off of the Trafalgar, or the Atlas 2, that's a lockbox ship that released last year. Passives on it: energy weapon range penalty set to minimum, minus 50% weapon power drain when firing energy weapons, and then the clickies basically the ultimate cooldown reduction for bridge officer abilities, captain abilities, and lance abilities. So Spirit of Sacrifice, That's just been such a game changer for high level play. Because basically with that, I don't need Boimler. I don't need Intelligence Agent Attaché. We've redone our skill trees to remove the long range targeting sensors from the science part of the tree to put those points elsewhere. Like that console, like that's been such an impactful like high end console. I honestly I look forward to the day that goes into to MUDs. You need account wide spirit and the lithium transporter. Yeah, the Credence is the other like really big console from the past couple of years. Aside from the Ilios console, Voven, like looking at lockbox stuff, the lithium transporter and the Trafalgar, both of those have been crazy. The lithium transporter, it does a ton of damage when it's active. It gives you immunity to subsystem offline effects. Doesn't stop OSS though. Disables your weapon power cost. So that's another thing that's been like a huge difference for high end play versus everyone else is like at the very top end of the performance spectrum, we just don't care about our weapon power anymore. Like the weapon power drain. Like obviously we still have our weapon power cranked up, but like weapon power drain just basically because of this console and the high cooldown reduction we have on builds nowadays for consoles, we just stop caring. We don't care about like weapon power drain because this stops it. It's just a non-factor with this. The Trafalgar will be the premium ship reward for you this year, Dark Eddie. Yeah, it will be for a lot of people. The three ships, well, there's probably four. The top four ships to me for most people are going to be Brainiac Thought for the FOTS rate, Trafalgar for the console, Credence for the console, and then Connie 3 for the platform, the beams on it, the console. There's always a new ship, yeah. Yeah, and it is an older ship, so it's just a matter of time till that gets account wide into Muds bundle. Is the legendary battlecruiser bundle still worth it if I want to get the legendary Rumlin Warbird bundle? Yes. Yeah, the legendary Avenger is still a really good ship, and the accessories, the traits you get from legendary battlecruiser are really good. Is the Gorn worth it for a high-end plasma build? The Gorn Hunter, yes. Yeah, the complex plasma fire trait is still really good. Yeah, logical. It's so good for cooldown that reroute from life support's added cooldown is rendered meaningless. Yeah. The Avenger also looks good. That is true. Now, I will say, and some of you have seen this recently, but the Damocles is a slightly better version of the legendary Avenger. If you're someone like that wants to go crazy on the Fed side with like the ultimate Fed ship, and you don't want to do the console spam with the mere angle, the Damocles is a recent lockbox option that's like actually really, really good. Surely the Gorn Hunter and Connie 3 are not far away from Muds, yeah. Hey, Casual Thermistor, do I have a date for the Narada to come out on PC or an ETA? We have the next part of the event campaign starting on Tuesday, the 11th, so my assumption would be probably alongside that. We'll find out if we get a blog in the next couple of days. But, you know, we've quite often seen in the past year, you know, things dropping alongside event campaign events. How many consoles with a cannon ability are there? There's a few at this point for sure. I don't have a list on mind right now. Flying Dutchman, see you around. What would be my top 3 platforms for complex these days? Not for accessories, just literally the platform. The Kith is good. The Kith is just held back by not having a hangar bay. The trait from that also, you know, works pretty well with complex. I mean, the Dalkina still works, the mere angle. I mean, the mirror angle is what we were using with like the top end plasma setups there, right until we went to Rainbow. The Gorn Hunter, yeah, the ship itself, the visuals of it spinning are a bit rough. Okay, that's good to know, Nick. The arc rail is really good. It's just the mirror angle with the experimental weapon is hard to beat. And for feds, right now the Damocles is also really good. So, um, I don't remember who wanted to tank before, but let's do a Hive Onslaught Elite. Hive Onslaught Elite public queue. If you want to bring your tank in, go for it. Hit it. Public queue of Hive Onslaught Elite again. So the Narada is going to the Infinity Lockbox. If the ship is the Narada, it will be added to the Infinity Lockbox Choice Pack. It will always be there. Yeah. So any of the Infinity Choice Packs will automatically update to include the new ship, and then that'll be in there forever. The cut he gets for each Damocles he manages to shift is also really good. I do not get any compensation for, from Stowe for selling ships. Logical. The only affiliate revenue I get for anything like explicitly with Stowe is Epic. And that's a 5% cut of whatever people buy using my code. And that's not necessarily just Stowe, that's like across anything on Epic. The campaign boxes will not update though, correct. Gotta pay the bills somehow, yep. The Epic creator code is CasualSAB. Bav, thank you for asking. So the Damocles here, what's really special about this is it's got a console on it, escalation override assembly. The clicky on this is plus 20 current and max subsystem power, plus 100% power transfer rate, and immunity to subsystem offline effects while active. So it does actually stop the shutdown from override subsystem safeties, really important. And the ship itself, it's got it's a frigate, so it's got raider flanking built in. So it is truly a slightly power crept legendary Avenger. I'ma die. No, let me out. I have too many dots on me. It doesn't matter. I'm dead here. Oh. I'm alive somehow. Yeah, I get it. The Damocles visual is not for everyone. At least you can make the deflector go under the ship.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will claim another.
We kill it before feedback? Yes, there we go. There we go. Yeah, cultural conquest, yeah. Removing the debuffs off me. There we go. All the phaser damage. Yeah, I don't know how many of you have seen the new Strange New Worlds episode, but it was something. Yeah, so I did open. I opened Just a little bit ago, I thought you were here. I'm sorry. That's my bad. You did not get to join me? Okay. Enraged. Good morning. The Hangover copy. Yeah, that episode of Strange New Worlds was, yeah, it was something. I will say, I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't seen it, but I'll just say that the bit with Spock when he sees his two, crewmates appearing as other things, that was quite something. Nick, thanks for stopping by. All good, Spacer. Well, Sora, thank you for the 5 keys. Let's go open those. Can any nacelle type be made to float, or is it a pylon option? I think it's a pylon option, but I'll go look here as soon as I open these. So let's rip these open. Sora, thank you again. There we go. T5. The game is trolling. I wish we had a way to convert like a stack of the T5 ships into a T6. Do I program in Python? I don't really do much programming nowadays, to be honest. I when I was younger, I did a little bit with C. I did a little bit with Java, HTML, but it's been a long time. I like when I've been doing any like programming related things in recent times. Like I know how stuff generally works, but um, I I will say that I was a bit lazy with some recent coding endeavors, and I used assistants and then manually reviewed stuff. Obina or Trafalgar as premium choice from the event campaign. I would do Trafalgar. I would say for the Obina console that the recent GOM2 one is a good substitute. Yeah, one of my characters is named Market Manipulator. Okay, there was a question about the Damocles. Let's go look at that. Remove them as a reward, yeah. Okay. It'll whatever the new ship will be, it'll be a direct to infinity. They don't really do that many new lockboxes nowadays. The past couple of years we've basically seen one new lockbox ship a year, or one new lockbox. I mean, not ship. We've seen a lot of lockbox ships each year, but just one new lockbox. I'm sorry. Can you do floating nacelles? I don't believe so. Does Mr. Sagan have an elite capable build yet though? No. Yeah, so it's got the pylons. Yeah, theme lockboxes have become an anniversary thing. Yeah, no detached nacelles here. Is the 14th anniversary good if I don't have interest in SAD? Well, SAD is from the 12th. 14th is like the Awani, the Atlantis, the Princeton. What else is in there? Like, I mean, the 14th I think is in a better position than it was a couple years ago. I mean, if that's what you want to go for, if you like what's in there, then yeah, it's fine. I have every crossfield unlocked on this character. It does not give me the option for detached nacelles. All nacelles will float on the crossfield refit ship itself. They'll stay attached on all other variants, yeah. Well, yeah, if you don't care about SAD or if you don't care about like DPS chasing, because the Mirror Angle also is like the top DPS ship for solo play right now. Like if you don't care about that, then yeah, the 12th doesn't have as much value. Yeah, then 14th. I think the 14th bundle does have quite a bit of value. I really do want to see though that console off of the Tal Shiar Adapted Destroyer. We already know that it's going to be unlocked. That was leaked on Tribble. I would like to see the shrapnel torpedoes buffed up though. The shrapnel torpedoes are really far behind other torp consoles, and I think could use with like a 20 to 30 times bump in performance. By the way, guys, I do want to mention, I forgot to, well, I didn't forget. I just have been too busy. There's that Gorn bundle that we have with the current release. Is it still in the store? Is it already out? I guess it's already out. Oh, because Undiscovered's over on PC, isn't it? Okay, I guess there's not much point to me talking about that then right now. I was gonna say for anyone that was wanting it that'll be leaving soon, but it's already left on PC. Is it? It's still available? Okay. Sora, thank you for the 5 bits. Yeah, I mean, if people want to get it, it's more of a fun bundle. It's not necessarily a must-have performance-wise, but if you want it, it's what, like $20? Because they will be removing it soon, right? So new items, it's still here. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. What do I think of the 2800 Zen? No, I wouldn't spend $30 on it. No, that's not worth it. You love that I run around on the streams, is what? Yeah, yeah. It's at 2800 Zen. I wouldn't go for it. Yeah. So for the upcoming Herald bundle, I don't like that it's not giving us the stuff account wide. I mean, if you've been wanting a set of the Herald weapons, then sure. Self-modulating fire, I mean that's a good trait, but it's not necessarily like a top, 10 anymore, but it's still good. For $7, I mean, if you want to play with that stuff, it's certainly gonna beat what that would cost if you were getting it off the exchange. If the stuff was bound to you and account wide, I would be all over it, but that there's that little bit of hesitation with it being just a one-time claim for all of it. And don't get me wrong, it's, if you want that stuff, it's good. It's a good value at that. Like if you want that stuff, it's just from like an overall like perspective, of how that stuff is against newer options, it's not as impressive. Do I think we'll see them wrap up the Ethereum story before we get more Kuvama missions? No. I think we're getting the second part of the Kuvama stuff here in September. And then we probably won't see the Ethereum storyline pick back up until the anniversary. Are there many players out there craving a set of Herald AP, though, in 2026? No. Yeah, I think it's interesting to see them do this approach. I don't like the idea with the Herald stuff that it's just a one-time claim. Yeah, so all of these items are tradable to other players but cannot be reclaimed. So don't delete anything if you're not sure. Like, again, it's cool. Like, you know, some of you are going to have fun with some of this stuff, but none of this stuff really is that relevant. No, it's just the lockbox items, excluding the ship, of course. Yeah. I mean, yeah, when you're comparing it to the exchange prices, then it'll like the value here is going to be more than, you know, like 6 or 7 keys. The Gorn bundle's better. Would be nice if they gave us the Freedom class as a winner ship. The Freedom is already in a Muds bundle, so they're not going to change that. Terrible. Yeah, I'll cover this stuff here in a video probably Monday. I'll do the video for the event campaign stuff, the temporal recruit and all that. I will say next week too, I do have one product video dropping for a mouse. It's been pretty good for me, so but aside from that, yeah, there should be quite a few stow videos dropping next week. Will that be a Monday in 2026? Terrible. Oh, yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do for the winter event this year. It'll be interesting to see. The real market value of these will be buying them from the fire sale on the exchange next week and getting the contents for a very low price, yes. Yeah, for sure. Skylar, it's the way that they're doing this is they are making it so it's all like a one-time claim. You're spending $7 to get all these old lockbox items like just once. You know, if you wanted to get a set of Herald anti-proton weapons, then that'll probably be a good deal for you. If you wanted the traits and you didn't already have them, sure. None of them are really as relevant nowadays, but I mean, they're still good. The console, I think we've gotten free from some events before. Or not events, some giveaways. The modules are not really that relevant right now, from what I recall. Overcharged turret, that one might have some use. I don't remember. Yeah. Is the bundle once per account? It doesn't say. Yeah. Just imagine if a lifetime sub netted you a choice of any lockbox ship once per month. They value those ships way too high for that. I actually, here's a thought that I had, and I'll probably cover this in a video at some point, but I think moving forward, I don't think this is that much of a hot take. I think the event campaign needs to change again. Not necessarily the overall structure, but I think the rewards need to change. I think it needs to be like a MUDs choice pack, like when you buy a MUDs bundle, where you can pick between the three options and get duplicates of them. So, imagine if you're with your event campaign, imagine if you could pick, say, 6 T6 coupons and nothing else, or you could do like two packs of the 2 T6 coupons and then the Lobby. Or, for some of us that have all of the Zen Store ships, those of us that don't really need the Lobby, imagine if you could pick 3 premium T6 Starship choice packs. Like, I was thinking about this because I was talking to someone about T6 coupons, and the basic issue is they don't have a use for any of the restricted T6 coupons from the event campaign anymore because they have all the ships. They wouldn't do that. Yeah, I think at a minimum, there needs to be. I think an alternative option for the T6 coupons for people that already have all the old T6 ships. What is the event prize for the latest event? The one that's coming up on Tuesday, it's, let me pull it back up here. So it's a kit module that has a passive and active effect. Then there's 2 Vanity shields that are in the rewards for the demon hunting event. And then the transphasic shift kit module. The kit module has both an active and passive component. Passively, this kit module allows you to replicate one of the Herald constructs, which fights for you and your allies. The constructs is only active during combat and powers down when there are no enemies. And then the active component lets you utilize the Herald's teleportation, allowing you to quickly shift to the side away from danger, providing you with stealth and a brief window of increased damage after the stealth expires. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. I think that the current kit module situation for a lot of people is pretty locked in, but this could be a fun one to play with. Yeah. Cheops, good morning. Yeah, that's a good point, Mark to Chief. I think at a minimum that wouldn't be that bad of an idea. I also, here's my other controversial thought. Well, okay, the first idea was not controversial, but this one will be. I think the Lobby from the event campaign needs to be restricted. I think that they need to find a way to make it so that you can't use the Lobby to get things that can be sold on the exchange or traded to other players. That's going to be my controversial take. And the reason I say that is because it's being abused with people going in spamming this on a ton of accounts, and they flood the market. Now, there's pros and cons to that. The pro is it means you can go in and buy a lot of Lobby items cheap off the exchange. The bad thing is it reduces the value for those of us that are opening lockboxes, promo packs. It's reducing the value of Lobby from other sources. There's pros and cons to it. It does make the prices go down. It does make the prices go down. But there's pros and cons to that. I mean, remember, we just had for those of you that were seeing some of the recent streams, there was a gold seller in the trading channel like a week or so back talking about how they're rolling like 1,000 accounts. Just think of the impact, that could have with people going in doing events on that many, accounts. See, problem is that's a PC problem, not a console problem. Yeah. 1,000 accounts worth of Lobby, that's a lot of Kellids. Hey, the Kellids are nice. I don't think those get as much attention nowadays. He wears headphones to hide the Ferengi ears. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna hop over to the Grand Nagus here and fake news. But on the topic of Kellids, let's open up the fleet bank here. For the Kellid fans here, I've got the entire collection ready to go on whatever character I want to put it on next. All of them. I guess so. How many of you use the Lobby you get from the event campaign for yourself versus using it to just, get EC? Like, how many of you are buying things with Lobby that you then use for yourself versus, just selling it to get a little bit of EC? I mean, I know that there's a lot of Boimlers that get spammed on the market, but almost all of you are saying so far that you use it for yourself. How dare you assume I use it? It has a solid, dependable spot in my bank as was intended. Hey, I feel you there. Whenever I look at my account bank, if Nick were awake, he could attest to this, but if I look at my account bank and I don't see a certain number of stacks of Lobby, I feel bad. Stody, thank you for the follow. I want to see too. What is self-modulating fire at? I mean, that trade's at 50 mil right now. I'm curious to see how hard that's going to crash on Tuesday. If only some more things that stacked, yeah. Almost all of you so far have said you use it for yourself. To me personally, Lobby is too valuable to use for EC. Yeah, I mean, I think, I've mentioned this before, but I think if you're going in and using your Lobby to get something like Boimler, I think you're wasting it personally. Like, that might be a bit of a controversial thought to some, but Lobby is so incredibly expensive to acquire. Like, I can't imagine going in and burning 160 Lobby during a sale to pick up a Boimler to sell for like 30 to 40 mil. Like, to me, that just doesn't make any sense. Like, do you know how much it costs to get 160 Lobby? Let's do the math here. So on average, On average, each lockbox nets you 5.4 Lobi crystals when opened over a large sample. So that's like 30 keys. So you're spending $30 getting Lobi to sell Blamler for $3 worth of keys. It's such a terrible conversion. It's horrendous. Like if you want, some of these Lobi items, that's also why I say, like, if it's one that you can get on the exchange, buy it with EC instead of using your Lobi on it. Yeah, I mean the vengeance, let's see, what is the vengeance at? Intel Dread 187. Okay, so let's say you get a vengeance for 720 Lobi, and you that is how many keys? 133. You guys see the math. You're selling, you're taking $133 worth of lockboxes worth of items to sell a vengeance for like $15 worth of keys. That's where the math just doesn't add up. It's why I'm always so negative about the idea of using your Lobi to get EC. It's Lobi is such a hard resource to acquire. It's so hard to acquire. To me, it doesn't make sense to burn it on things like that. You get such a pitiful amount of EC. It used to be too valuable for EC Gen, yeah. Expensive to acquire, but what is there to really buy with it? That is true math. I mean, it would be nice if we saw like some ship additions into the Lobi store again. I feel like that would help quite a bit. I've DNA. How's it going? You're a female Romulan. The Romulan faction is great. Well, Gassendorf, the 5.4 number is like from that large like 10k plus opening. That it's just the average over that sample size. Finding Lobi feels like a band-aid to the bigger problem, which is the current lockbox system sucks and needs overhaul. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, hyper for sure. That's only if you consider the Lobi, but you still get all the other lockbox items. That's true. That's true. What is worth buying with Lobi items? Things that are bound to you, like upon you picking them up. So any of the Lobi like weapons, um, consoles. Like I know not many of those are as relevant nowadays, but there's still some good stuff in there. Depends on the playstyle. Is getting the odd thought from the end of your choice pack better than getting the Atlas if I like FA builds? If you want the fire at will trait, yeah, I mean that's obviously really impactful. I would say, there's a few other options I think people will consider: the Connie 3, the Trafalgar, the Credence also, but the odd thought really does just simplify the fire at will situation. I think old lockbox ships should be Lobi ships, absolutely. I mean, they did that with the Benthen. I think they could do that with some of the really old lockbox ships also, and promo. Chadwick, it did not. Yeah. Yeah, let's do like another TFO here. The obelisk. That used to be such a meme pick, but because of the Vovin and that console set, it's actually pretty viable now. When does something become a Lobby ship versus a Phoenix ship? There's not really a distinction there. It's just Cryptic stopped releasing Lobby ships back in 2020. They did a couple of like bundles in 21 and 22, but that all fell off. Yeah, nowadays things just get moved to Muds and then Phoenix. They should not have ships into the billion on the exchange. Some new player can't do billions. It's a player controlled market. One of the issues with the market though is that the the choice packs that most of those ships come from cannot be directly sold or traded. So the seller has to pick the ship to sell, which means that there's a lot of focus on the popular ships, and then less popular options don't get as much attention. I'm gonna pull out the RP theme build because I've heard that 4-4 setups are bad, and I wanna see if that's the case. Cheops, did you see builds earlier? Oh yeah, you did. I see you commented. I saw Dilla timed out someone and then just immediately went and banned him. It's like, yeah, that was the right move. Do a Thaleron build? No. Thaleron builds are extremely difficult. You need the servers to be cooperating at a very good level, and I've talked about this before, but I think just as someone in the DPS scene, as a content creator, I think Thaleron builds are so intricate, so unrealistic that it's sort of irresponsible to even show them, because they require so much work from a dedicated team to like properly execute that you just it's not a good idea to show people that like that it could get like really big numbers, because you don't want people investing in that don't have like that team and infrastructure behind them. And then with the current server situation, it just yeah, I saw it, Jeff. You want to see it more? Well, Hyper, there is literally like an entire paper that Chell wrote on that a couple years ago. So I mean, if you really want to learn more about that, there's the Thaleron thesis. Like if you really want to see Thaleron, like there you go. There's like the stuff from Chell a couple years ago. Like this is like top tier. Let me open it here. Top tier min maxing of like the Thaleron stuff is pushing a lot of things in the game to the limit. It's just not. It's so far above what the majority of people in the game are doing, even those that are trying to do DPS stuff. It's yeah, it's fun. You need a team for Thaleron to get everything grouped up in front of you, because when you start the Thaleron, it's got a 12-second charge up time, meaning that you can't move, you can't activate abilities. Like while it's doing that 12-second charge up, you're not doing anything. You need your team to get everything grouped up in front of you. Can I do a mines only build? I've done mine stuff in the past, but not like only mines. Yes. That there is a science paper for Thaleron. Yes. It's a 3-minute. It's an ability with a 3-minute cooldown. It's got a 12-second charge up time. If you're pushing it to its limits, like your entire build is specialized to it, and it's going to be like gimped for the rest of the 3 minutes. Yeah. Since the creation of that Thaleron report, is it likely an update to that report would use newer stuff to make it better? Yes. There's certainly been things that would further increase the potency of Thaleron. Casual solo Thaleron build? I dare you, no. I do not hate myself enough to do that. Okay, let's do another Hive Onslaught Elite public queue. I will bring out the Lexington. So for my ranking of builds that would make me suffer, it would go 1 Torp, 2 Thaleron, 3. I would say Drain would be first, because we all know that like just actual like pure Drain builds sort of suck. Yeah, like a pure Drain build and like a healer would be up front. Thaleron would certainly be painful, or you're at reserves is not great. You need someone to kill the start group in the side while also dragging over spheres and stuff and around the simi. Good luck finding people who can do that and have the servers cooperate. Yeah. The issue is logical. 4-4 is not bad. 4-4 is... The idea that 4-4 is bad has not been relevant since the introduction of the Corolla Temporal Battlecruiser with the 15th anniversary bundle. You just need to AFK for 3 minutes while the ability recharges? Terrible. Do I... You can't get in with me? Oof, rip. Sorry. Do I think they'll ever do another 3-5 ship? I think that's not off the table. I just don't think it would be... I don't know. I feel like it's they know it's a risky setup to do, so they probably wouldn't focus on it too much. The console and trade off the Crawler, yeah, they're a major boost for that playstyle. Massive, massive boost for broadsiding.
Only fools dream of victory where none can be had.
My DPRM is not keeping me alive here. I should have brought the Armstrong back in. Fundus, how's it going? On the 16th bundle, out of all the bundles this year, how's it holding up? It's still doing fine.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will claim
I mean, the Kimari stuff is like really good for tanking. Honestly, this year's been a really good year for like survivability. Oh man. Do I still do coordinated runs? Seems like forever since it's been in any of your videos. I know server stability impacted the scene a ton. Bob, we did a couple of coordinated runs about a week or so back. Chiaps, Michi, Darthon, Nick, myself. It was mostly them, and I hopped in for a couple where they were buffing me, but I mean, we try every now and then. It's just the servers do not like to cooperate. The servers... What Cheops, Nick, Darthon, and Michi had found was basically that the runs nowadays have to be basically a 3-man. Basically, we can't do those sorts of runs with like 4 or 5 players without, you know, the server, you know, throwing a fit. I mean, they are working on server issues. It takes time. Blame the healer. You really hope to see an upgradable Herald transphasic torpedo in the Herald bundle? Yeah. I know that's something people have wanted. Buy our new Kelvin ships, but good luck actually using them. Terrible. Yeah, Chiop's terrible, okay? I know. Warp Core, they invited me in and were persistent about it. With me explicitly saying, I don't have a support set up right now. The difference is if we were doing this consistently over time and we, you know, if the team wanted me to set a support up, I would do it, unlike the individual you are attempting to compare me to. I have no issue supporting the team back. The only thing that I do not like doing for the team is being the person inviting. We generally just all let Nick handle that. We call him the lobby BITCH, and he quite enjoys that. He's just, ever since he got into this stuff a couple years ago, we're like, Nick, this is your thing now. Have fun. We prefer Spencer stay on side nuker. What's the ideal torp for running my Disruptor Cavort build? I mean, Neutronic's fine. I mean, a Maelstrom right now, you know, would be spicy. The coordinated runs are basically they are so rare that we basically never bring other people in. In fact, Nick went through, and because he's such an elitist, he purged like half the people from the Discord. Such an elitist. Terrible. But yeah, I mean, if I will just say in general, like if we do start doing the coordinated runs more again, which I doubt given how the servers have been in recent times, we probably won't be opening things up too much just because we can't even, like, we might have like 5 people on, but we can only get 3 people in there at a time because the server's now. So the likelihood of us expanding is very, very slim. Yeah, I'm sorry it didn't work out, Spacer. So you're on. When the 3-stack bug for Maelstrom is fixed, will it still be a good torp for torp spam? Yeah, it still hits hard. It's just you'll want to be a bit more strategic about when you use it compared to right now. If you're going to do that, make Phoenix prize pack stuff sellable on the exchange. The issue with that is that would bypass some of the wait for the backlog. Like that would bypass the deal exchange a little bit. It's kind of crazy you're server limited to 3 on a team. The solo tables really accidentally came along at the right time, yeah. Is there a better choice between the Valkus and the Talaru, or is it personal preference at that point? I think it's your preference on which layout you like more. I would probably lean more towards the Talaru personally for the layout that has. Jammers, my pitch for a Spencer ship, the less slots you have, the more damage per minute it does. Turns into a one-shot pony ship. May break the server, though. Thank you for the 10. Appreciate that. That's a funny idea. DPM. It's like I'm playing World of Warships again. Yeah, the solo tables were driven by the performance issues and team runs, and also the just the fact, the reality that most people cannot get into coordinated, groups. We had seen, following 2020 that there was a big spike in the amount of groups doing coordinated play. Oh, damage per maelstrom. Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense. But yeah, in 2020 obviously saw a spike in the amount of people doing coordinated stuff. Skylar, thank you for the 2. Greatly appreciate that. But after 2020, things started to fall off. There are fewer groups doing runs, and especially as the server performance started to get worse and worse, that just really dropped off. Yeah. It's unfortunate, like it is an MMO, but it's an MMO that's got some code that is clearly having some issues. Make GPL relevant again. Most games have a gun that shoots money or something. Have an uncapped damage console based off GPL balance. Watch Spencer spend 24-hour stretches at Dabo Wheel. Oh no. Stow 2 will never happen. Spencer, I mean, look at all the live service games that keep popping up and failing, Jammers. Like the reality is, especially for Cryptic, for Arc, with their current situation, like they're not going to do something that would risk their current live service titles. Like if we got word that there was a Stow 2 coming, like we'd all stop spending money. That's not going to happen. Because that would be quite a bit of an upfront investment for them. As soon as word got out, like it would tank their income stream. Like the current live service situation also is that so many new live service games keep popping up and just failing. Like they're not gonna do that. The way that they would go about investing more in that regard would be just investing more in Stow. Yeah, most live service games are a dying breed. Look at all the other MMO games that have closed down due to no one showing up to play. Or yeah, the other thing is too is when we talk about live service games, part of the reason that so many new ones are failing is because for a lot of people, these live service games they take a lot of time. They take over time, probably a bit of money, and once people have the live service games that they're interested in, that they've invested a lot of time, money, and energy into them, and they don't they don't want to drop that to go do something new, to start over elsewhere. Like for me, I've cut back on live service games. Like Stow's the only one I'm still really actively playing. Every now and then I'll do like Battlefield, but I don't engage with any of their live service stuff. I go in, play a match, I ignore their monetization, and I'm back out. Staying with Stow and slowly expanding it a bit is the best thing they can do, yeah. And I mean, they've brought people back. They're working on some of the code stuff with the service to see what they can do there. I think it's just a matter of, we're hoping for faster solutions, but this stuff takes time. Time is money, friend. Yes, yes, for sure. I mean, that's an issue too I have with like the idea of starting newer games. Like, if it's a single player game, there's a difference. Like, I can go in, do a single player game, play through the story, have fun with it. But the likelihood of me going in and starting a new live service game, it's basically zero. Like, unless it's something like Battlefield where I can just hop in, do a match, and hop back out and not worry about the other stuff, like, I'm not going to touch it. I also think that the idea of a game engine upgrade is dead in the water right now. Right now, especially. If you think about it, if something people bring up all the time is upgrade the game to Unreal Engine. Now, those of you that pay attention to a lot of games that come out know that Unreal Engine, just to be blunt about it, it's been a bit of a shit show for a lot of games. It's that there's a lot of games where that has caused massive performance issues. And it would be a disaster. You would make the game harder to run. You would, be cutting out a lot of people from playing the game then. There's a lot of people playing STO that don't have the money for a new computer, that can handle, a new Unreal Engine game. It's a bad decision all around. That's why it won't happen. They will continue investing, in their engine, continue improving it. I mean, we've already seen that newer maps look much better than, the stuff we had 10 years ago. They can make things in STO that look really good, but the idea that some people have of there being an engine upgrade, it's not going to happen. It doesn't make sense. Even if they could right now, the incentive, for them isn't there. Especially we are in a situation with the current economic, just the world economy right now, the computer market, people can't afford to buy a new computer. It just ain't gonna happen. Quick questions. Is it an accomplishment to go into an ISE with just me and my friend, me taking them doing DPS and now neither of us dying? Yeah, that's good. Unreal Engine 5 is very conducive to a flourishing RAM market. It's a good job we have one of those. Oh, wait. This engine, while far from perfect, is part of what makes STO truly unique, yeah. Clearly, STO remake should use the Star engine from SIG. Oh, no. I saw there was something the other day of them playing, like the devs playing some of their new content, and they didn't have the best experience. People don't know what a game engine is until they code even one system within a game engine. They should be banned from asking questions like that. Dark Eddie. Oh no. Yeah, that's certainly one of the big things is there's a lot of people that seem to think that a new engine is literally them going in and saying, just hitting a checkbox, of Unreal Engine 5. That's not the case. Even for games that are on Unreal Engine like 4, it's not a simple upgrade. Like it is a monumental task even for those games from what I understand. So STO being on a unique engine, like moving engines would be building the game, from the ground up, and that ain't happening. Yeah, that would be STO too. They can improve the current engine they have. Yeah, I did talk about it, Kyle. I need the ability to play STO on my mini PC with essentially laptop hardware. You can. You can play STO on a Steam Deck. You can play it on a mini PC. You can do it. STO is lightweight enough right now that there have been people running STO on like Android. Like I saw it was on the STO subreddit, I'm pretty sure that there was someone running STO in like a Windows emulator or something over on an Android tablet or something, and they were doing their dailies. Like that's one benefit of the game being on an older engine is it's so much more accessible. The AMD mini PCs are very good. Yes, I agree. Why do I have one right on hand that I can grab? That's a good question. Deathboy, how's it going? Um, a good-looking game does not make a good game. We need lag-free gameplay. Still very good. Yeah. Um, yeah, Bob. We're seeing it now. Why do you think some of the biggest hit games recently have been easy to run friend swap and multiplayer stuff? That trend will continue because, like you say, people are going to stick with what they have far longer. Yeah. Yeah. Stow on Switch 2, I never. How many Endeavor points have I grinded this weekend? Like, since the start of the Endeavor event, like 14? Playing Stow on a Galaxy phone. Casual shill moment right there. Need you expand bar. Spencer's Warehouse of Computers. New lights up. New Iowa data center. I do have my new light, the newest light up actually right now. I don't have it on though. I forgot to turn it on. I picked up another Amaron light recently, so it would help if I plug it in. It is plugged in. Is it not? No, it's not. Okay. There we go. Now the light's there. No, Bob, I haven't because to be honest, here's the issue. I the entire console situation started last year right before I had, a bunch of stuff happen IRL. I guess some of you have noticed I've talked about this before, but I haven't been able to get a lot of things done in the past year that I've wanted to get done. Right around a year ago, my sister abandoned her kids and she robbed us, then fled out of state. She's now like halfway across the country. But that means that in the past year I've been helping take care of my 1-year-old nephew who, like, I'm not going to get too far into the entire situation for him, but he's unfortunately got some medical issues because my sister, while she was pregnant with him, was taking medication and doing drugs that she shouldn't have done, and the father is a meth head. Then also, taking care of my niece, and she is now 5. It's just been a lot of changes for me in the past year, and there's a lot of things I wanted to get done that I haven't really been able to get around to. The console side of stuff, I've been trying to at least go in, get make sure I'm staying up with events, and I've been doing that. But like for really diving into stuff, it just that is something that had to fall off to the side a little bit, unfortunately. How do you tell which is the Alpha Torp? So fire one of the torps and hover over it and see if it says 1 charge or 3 charge. Yeah, if it says one charge after you fire it, then it's the alpha. If it says 3 charges, then the other one's the alpha. Yeah, sorry, I didn't read chat there while I was saying that. How many Aerioris have I flipped in the past week? Here's gonna be one of the other revelations for a lot of you. I have sold 3 things on the market probably in the last 2 months, and 2 of them are echelons, and I think the other was like a duty officer. I have not done as much market play as many of you would expect me to in the past couple of months. I just have, I don't know, I've just been not in a the mindset to do all that stuff. Good times, yeah. Bark, bark, bark. Could the Kentari missile launcher replace that? Okay, so that's not going to work. The Kentari missile has shared cooldown. The thing that makes the new micro missile special, Mia, is that the micro missile doesn't have the shared torpedo cooldown. So it can fire at the exact same time as your other torpedoes, whereas the Kentari missile, when you fire that, your other torps can't fire, for another 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds. So that's the difference. That's why these micro missiles specifically are so special, is because they can just keep going off on their own and not interfere with the other stuff. It's just it's been a change. Thank you, X-Jim. You got the Kelvin Gagarin, nice. Vice. Uh Thanks, Skyler. I run still on an old PC behind me while I work. It's got onboard graphics and still runs at 60 FPS. Yeah. What about the missiles from the Ferengi Marauder? Those the console one. If you're talking about the Lobi torpedo, that's still just counted as a normal torpedo. The micro missiles are unique. They are the only torpedo that doesn't have the shared torpedo cooldown. Casual dad made you LOL and spit out your coffee. Terrible. Where's Cheops? Cheops is gonna pop in with his Ram Daddy comment again. Bughole, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Really appreciate it. Those kids will be manipulating hardware markets in no time. The missiles from the ability to those don't trigger that stuff from what I know. Thank you, Bughole. Navy man, I know. I've already made that comment once. One can only take being rammed so often before it becomes too much. Cheops, what would we do without your insightful commentary? Yeah. But yeah, like video wise, I will tell you guys for sure that there's going to be within the next 24 hours guaranteed a CasualSAB video up. It's going to be a busy week video wise for sure. The kids already manipulate Spencer and so manipulate the market already. The niece has been really into Minecraft, like absurdly into Minecraft. She very much needs her own computer so that the rest of the family is able to freely use their computer. Yeah, fire. I agree. Terrible. How much RAM does Minecraft need? Not that much. Canoid couldn't stay away. What did Canoid do? I put up like a 3.4 the other day just because I saw people saying I don't have a DPS run up. 4.13, terrible. Yeah, Pundis, I like I figured doing Minecraft on a computer is probably very beneficial compared to the alternatives. Like, I would rather have her learning to use a keyboard and mouse doing Minecraft than, just being a, full on iPad kid. And, also doing Minecraft that is so much better than other games that she could be playing. Like, you see all the stuff going on with Roblox. Like, I wouldn't want the kids at all, near Roblox. That's just a no. How many fans and how much storage is needed to make her a PC to play Minecraft with? That's not really an issue. I I have I've already got a computer set up for her. The only thing is I do want to get like I do need to get an NVMe for it. I don't have another like small NVMe, so I was looking and I'll probably grab I was looking on Java the other day and there's like I think it was there was some deals for like a 256 gig NVMe for not too much, like 25 or so, 25 $30. If I could get their page to load, I would show it. For some reason with Java, it seems to be having issues loading for me recently. Yeah, I'm streaming earlier. Yeah, they recently updated. Now, I've got the computer that is set up for her sitting behind me is a Ryzen 30 no, it's a Ryzen 5500, so Zen 3, along with an RX 580. And there's also like 16 gigs of RAM in it. It's just the SSD. I can toss like a SATA SSD in it. I just don't want to toss a I don't want to toss a 1 TB drive in there. We need to establish to all call him Uncle Spencer from now on. Terrible. She really is focused on creative right now. She's been a bit resistant to do survival Minecraft. Yeah. I picked one up off of Sora, thank you. I picked up an eGPU thing off of Temu and I got screwed over. They sent me one that was very much used and was missing parts. But Mav, I'm pretty sure like Minis Form has one. Um, you can get a refurb for. Let me see if I can find it here. Hold on. Refurbished Minis Form. All products. Are you looking for one that's Oculink or Thunderbolt? Because if you're looking for like Oculink, like Minis Form sells a refurbished Oculink dock for $59. You have to bring your own power supply to it, of course. You have to do that with a lot of these sorts of ones, but like you just slap the GPU into this Oculink port out, just hook it up with the power supply, and there you go. Thunderbolt? Oof, yeah, okay. Yeah, that changes things. Yeah, $200. Um, dipping into the stockpile for the kiddos. Oh no, Cheops. Yeah, I have a video I'm not gonna show, but I showed the niece Stowe. She was very obsessed with the ability to turn into a cat on ground. She doesn't realize that this is like a space game. She thinks that this is a game about running around on New Romulus as a cat, and she was very happy with that. Yeah, it's not bad, Sora. Cat Trek Online. Yeah. Peak gameplay, if I'm being honest. Absolutely. Yeah, you got a good deal there, Sora, too, because the SSD market's probably gonna go up a bit more here in the near future. Looks like the entire market is in a rough state. I with Timu, I know, right? I'm well aware of like Timu. I will say that there's sometimes good sellers that you can get some good deals from. I'm gonna pull something up here quick. Let me open up Chrome. Can I still see it? So I was part of the recent stuff I picked up off of there was because I had a cashback offer for 68% back. So that was part of the reason I did what I did. Stowe needs more cat content, yes. But like there are sellers on there that are reliable, but it just seems I did not have luck on my side for that specific item. Okay. Cheops, we don't want to know what you're playing, man. Yeah, but with the niece, I've got a Minecraft server set up that she is enjoying playing on. No, Cheops, I'm fine. I don't need screenshots. I don't need screenshots of what you're playing. Keep it away, away, away. Okay, I'm gonna bring the Armstrong back in, and I think we can probably do another hive because I've been talking for such a long time. Let's do Hive Onslaught Elite again. I'm gonna bring in the Armstrong. You're not really playing, it's too hard with one hand. Cheops, thank you. Keep her away from Star Citizen. I don't even want to play Star Citizen myself. That's not really a concern. Don't you worry. Jammers, thank you for some anti-Cheops repellent. Yeah, Cheops likes that though. Cheops, I think, would be if Cheops started streaming, I think Cheops would be one of the best Stowe streamers. He's got such a great personality. You would have to stream on Twitch, have it marked as adult only, but Is that not just Sigma? Oh, that's true. Opinion on the new Herald Tech bundle. I wish that it was account wide. It's $7 basically just to get all of the stuff from that lockbox, aside, obviously not the ship, all of the non-ship stuff. Just a one-time claim. Gibbs, I think that would be interesting. There's been a few characters in TBC over the years. Not with that old mic. Oh no. I think if you want like Herald weapons, it's fine. What do I think if they did a Borg version? Do very well. I mean, if it would sort of be stupid on their part to do a Borg version where it's got like the really valuable Borg doffs in it. Like those need to be monetized like better. There will also, like, I think I mentioned this last week or the week before, one of the recent streams I did. There's going to be some non-stow streams incoming, like when the new Ace Combat comes out. I'm probably gonna pick that up and be streaming it right away. I also have an interest in doing like some Resident Evil stuff because I've never really played through a lot of the Resident Evil games, even though I own them. And I just, with Code Veronica incoming, it's like, man, that's one I always wanted to play and I never really got around to doing. I feel like some of that stuff would be probably some entertaining content also. Casual stow player tries these classical games. I don't know how my threat gen's doing on this one, but this felt pretty good. I can see nothing. Let's see, what was my threat gen there? 95% attacks in. There we go. That's making the video. 95% attacks, almost 96% attacks in there. 91.35% of the taken damage. I didn't even like it. I mean, I didn't feel like I was taking that much there. So let's see, damage taken. Look at that, 45,000 incoming DPS. Beautiful. Healing out, 37k. Beautiful numbers. Those are numbers to make Nicholas proud. I'm getting Sigma'd right now. It's okay. I wonder what the second most owned ship is. Echelon? No, Echelon's not even close. Like the most owned ship, it's gonna be like one of the Enterprises. It's gonna be Lexington. Lexington's probably right up there. Defiant, Galaxy. Yeah. The Noble, yeah, it's a good point. The Noble, yeah. The issue is that was time sensitive, so that's not I don't think you can even buy that right now. The Vengeance would certainly be up there. A lot of people have the Vengeance. Arbiter, yeah. Arbiter, Gagarin. I think Arbiter, Gagarin probably up there, yeah. What will they do when they run out of ships to make? Um, New specialization combos. I mean, really, they don't have to do T7. They just have to come out with new specializations, and then they can start to do, as they give us combos with those new specializations, people ask for older ships to get refreshed with the newer combos. Like that's what happens. Is it better using them on the Kelvin ships or just buying the bundle? That's really dependent on, whether you want the bundle or not. Um let me see. Can I show this here? Let's see. Where's the start of the bundle exclusive conversation? Yeah, here. Let's play this for a minute here. It would help if I hit the button for you guys to hear it. Exclusives, there are 6 total, and when you pick up the bundle, they're not going to show up right away. You need to go into the Zen store, go to the items tab, and then go to promotion unlock items, and they will all be in there for you to claim. Now, the first thing here is the Event Horizon Survivor title. So once you have this claimed, just go to your character window, go to your character, edit record, and if you want to go in and change it, you will see it in the title list. Then there are 2 ground outfits from the 2009 Star Trek movie, the Vulcan cold weather jacket worn by older Spock, and then the Starfleet 2233 uniform worn by the crew on the USS Kelvin at the start of the movie. Moving forward into Darkness, and we have the EV suit worn by Spock in the volcano in the opening scene. This is the 2257 extreme temperature EV suit, which features an innate ability, Emergency Cold Fusion Flash, a duplicate of the Cold Fusion Flash kit module from the first Kelvin lockbox. This EV suit can be re-engineered to have up to 1 crit H and 1 crit D modifier, which is good, but does still put it behind the Burnham's EV suit from the Discovery Reputation, which is able to have 2 crit H mods and 1 crit D. And over on the space side, there are 2 exclusives. The first is the Kelvin Radiance Vandy Shield, which adds a lens flare style effect to your ship and will remove some of the engine trails on most ships. So when I put it on my Odyssey here, you can see that there's now a lens flare effect on the deflector and over on the engines. There's also going to be some random effects that pop up on screen. And in some situations, you're going to notice that there is a bit of an effect over at the side of your screen as well. Now you can see here that my engine trail is currently not there, but if I go to full impulse, I do have some of the lines return, and in some situations that will then persist, at least for some of the engine points. But still, compared to how the lines were before I put the shield on, there's not as much engine trail going on right now. So if you're someone that's bothered by the engine trails, then this is something you can do in the game to reduce that effect, though in exchange you're getting the lens flare, which not everyone's going to be a fan of. And then we have the Universal Console Red Matter Containment Breach. Passives on this are 25.6% radiation damage and 21.4 to Starship EPG skill. The clicking on this does have quite a bit of travel time, as I'll show in a moment, but it will initially do some radiation damage to your targeted foe and other foes within a 3-kilometer radius. If the foes are not ranked battleship or dreadnought, then it will also banish them for 5 seconds. Now, banishment basically is just taking them out of existence for that time, so they're not targetable, they're not visible, they just don't exist for 5 seconds, and I know some of you are going to be worried about people using that to grief, but the game does generally have logic in place so that when a foe is banished, it does basically count as them being dead to the game. So this shouldn't hold up progression, and in fact, there may be ways that you could utilize this to cause the next phase of the content to So there you go. That's basically the incentive for buying the entire bundle. Is do you want that stuff I just talked about right there? The console has very limited use cases right now. Let me turn webcam back on. Like it's it's not something everyone's going to care about, but if you want the stuff the bundle has, sure, but if you don't care about what I just mentioned there, then you can just use your coupons. Would that console clear Battle of Corfez maps? It only works against lower ranked enemies. That's the thing. And it's a really small range, really limited time. How much would the meta be shaken up if, say, T6X3 made the secondary specialization BOF slot interchangeable with any other specialization? That would make a lot of ships better. Yeah, it just seems very niche, yeah. Yeah, so you can phase things out with I mean, there are restrictions. There are restrictions. So yeah, you can't use it against higher ranked foes. That's the key thing. Yeah, well, I was just showing part of the review video. The console activation time is really bad. Yeah. Okay, I need to get salvage. Are energy torps worth it if I run a FA build and want to slap in 1 to 2 torps for immersions? Yeah, I mean they work fine. They're not as hard hitting as other options. Like, if you're looking for just a hard hitting torp you can fire every now and then, like I would just go with the Maelstrom. But if you want to do energy torpedoes, you can make them work. Yeah. Yeah, in fact, let me show that here. In that video, I do have footage of it going off, and let me find it. Yeah, right around here. Like the activation time, the travel time for it is really bad. So you could see here that I hit it. So I'm gonna hit it here in a second. Look at that travel time. You saw it pop out of the ship there. I've got to pause. Now here's unpausing. And then it got banished. But it's a really long travel time. Really long travel time. I think that's honestly pretty comparable to what it was before. Who was it that only does Star Citizen now? Did they do a YouTube stream? Nick does Star Citizen quite a bit now. McStew does, but neither of them really do many Star Citizen streams. If there's other like Stowe creators that are now like primarily doing Star Citizen, it's not anyone that I actively engage with, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. Yeah. So basically, if it's like a boss or close to boss, you can't phase them out. That's the thing. A shorter 1.5 hour stream was promised, and we're closing in on 3. That's because Willow's dad came over for like his weekly visitation, and they decided to go out. So that means Uncle Spencer is not needing to tag along there for the stuff they were doing. You'd love to build an armada, but with the way Stowe is, yeah. Love the wrong stream because Spence started this one too early for you. I'm sorry. Terrible logical. No. Means I can open the door here. Hold on a second. The room is getting a bit warm. 80 degrees right now. I'm also going to turn the light off that is above me because it is just warm in here. There we go. The Star Citizen, you mean that game that is still in alpha after what feels like 20 years? Yes. Yeah. I think some more like a specialization that focuses on that style of like carrier gameplay, or perhaps like commanding a fleet. Yeah. Do I want to try HSC one more time? I just did one, but I can swap characters. Let's go to the premium, the engineer. Yeah, I'll go over to my engineer and tell you what, Spacer. What is your @ handle, and I'll just form this one as a private. I will form this TFO as a private to make sure you get in because you've done screwed on the last couple. Okay, yes, Darthon, you did. Darthon. Star Citizen, just for me, every time I've tried it, it bores the hell out of me. I don't really have it in me to do a game right now with that level of commitment. Just not into it right now. Not into that idea. Okay, I need 3 more people for Hive Onslaught Elite. I'm going to do this one as a private, so just put an X up in the CasualSAB channel in game. Sora, do you want in? Okay. Two more. I don't know if I can invite that Dan person. Where are they at? Dan. It's true anti-Cheops repellent, yes. We can get a very engineer heavy run in. Darthon, where are you at, man? We just need logical. If logical is still there. Aldo dropped a torp build. Let's see here. Aldo. For the Cavort. Gotcha. I don't think logical just /channel join CasualSAB, or you can go into your chat window and type in CasualSAB there and hit join. Yeah, logical's not here right now. Jammers, you want in? That's the channel without the dot right there. There you go. Okay. We all good to go? Look at that default. I almost picked infected. Like a bot. Okay. I believe the ISE and muscle memory is strong. Look, I've done a fair few ISEs, okay? Short stream is going well. Yeah, Dark Host, I know. Okay, here we go. Autopilot, yes. Absolutely. I believe. Trying to spam my Elios toggles properly. Always fun.
You cannot defeat me. You cannot defeat me.
There we go. What server performance issues? No, never.
Destroy this vessel, and I will claim another.
Beautiful. Beautiful. How do you increase your whole health? Yeah, 2-piece disco set. So discover your reputation. Core and shield are really popular for the whole regen. For whole cap though, I mean it's 3 points in your skill tree. You can do. You can spec and do it a little bit on your deflector. I'm thinking what else here. I mean, if you want to spam like a prototype blade of Jevonite devices, you can do those every 15 minutes, get you a nice bit of hole there. But yeah, I would say like at a baseline, focus on getting the discovery, reputation, 2-piece, the core and the shield. That is going to be a really nice survivability boost for you. 1 mil, that's your record. Congrats, Darthon. Thank you for the big numbers there. See damage out. Agony distributor, 547k. The lithium lace, 346. I know, Cheops, you're over there looking and thinking, it's nothing. Don't want to hear it, Cheops. So elitist. Oh, Darthon Nanny disqualified. Fake numbers, not real DPS. Dude, I can't believe you just hopped into a voice chat to respond to that stuff the other day. That was funny. Like they just like shut up there. You are dismissed as kind of silly, yeah. This wasn't a pug though. Darthon's in there on a support. Went exactly how you knew it would. Yeah. I still, dude, I still find it really funny. Not gonna mention who these people are, but there was um accusations going out that we were like those of us like myself in the DPS scene were hiding the trait off the augur, like as being some like secret DPS meta. And I went over to casual and I'm like, I don't even have the ship leveled. What is the trait even? Augur. Yeah, it was the augur, right? Um, Temporal investigator. Yeah, no problem. Do I have that trait unlocked on casual now? I don't. It's not real. It's basically there was some less informed individuals who were causing a were trying to stir up drama to get attention, and they were saying that we were hiding this like big secret to performance from everyone. And I got a laugh out of it because it's like I don't even have the ship leveled up. Using specialization abilities triggers more abilities. Yeah. Uh so okay, so it's like a 35% chance when you use uh an ability from that specialization to trigger another ability from that specialization. Like temp ops would be some more uncons, intel would be some more uncons, but it's not something we use. Yeah. 5 months later and it's still going on. Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised, to be honest, chaps. I have no idea. I don't think I have that ship leveled up on any character on my account. Yeah, I mean that's what we're doing right now for like the ISE. It's to hell with our orders because the amount of burst cooldown reduction you can get for consoles is insane from that. Um, yeah, Delta as the featured quadrant does suck because yeah, there's only like 3 things over there. Now the locations of each of the DSCs does change per instance of the quadrant. So you know, if you're looking for like waves, you can cycle around to you know just try and find them a little bit easier. It's funny how this game is not like other MMOs, as far as there's no real competition between reigns or anything, but yet they still try to drum up drama. Yeah, I mean the joke used to be that when you got to like end game stuff in Stowe, that people ran out of other things to do, so they went to drama. The Gom 2 is still in my roster. The best size ship? No. Gamma does not get any, no. The the only competitive stuff is, you know, PvP and like really high end DPS chasing. The solo tables have opened up the ability for more people to compete, at least in that solo realm. Um, you know, that's been a good thing. I've seen people, you know, come out of nowhere basically and, you know, get up high on the table. I mean, Canoid, you know, up until earlier this year wasn't doing these runs, and Canoid's got the top spot on the table right now for the current solo tables. Like in the solo stuff also, yeah, it makes it so people even without like having a team have a way to compete. Timed right, I can get fleet power back up before I'm even parked at the first transformer. I have had runs logical where I get fleet power back before I'm even like done killing the first group. Like it's ridiculous. Nunner waves. Oof. Compiler is the best size ship. If there was to be a ship that is not the current best size ship, but if I had my way, it'd be the Anorax. Like I feel like the Anorax, I feel like that should be the ultimate science ship, you know? Just given its history in the franchise, like its significance in Voyager there, I feel like if there was to be like the best sci ship, it should be that. I got into Deeps by accident. Slow accumulation of the high end gear, followed by solo tables just starting. Yeah. The Anorax has a hangar bay also. Yeah. The issue for the Anorax is it dropped a year or so before the temporal specialization was added. Compiler. Terrible. Getting into the deeps, it gives you something to do. Gives you something to do. Okay. Let's see. What can I do here? Oh, we can do another hive in a minute. The shape of the Anorax brings you great pleasure. Nick's not here, so I can't say what I was going to say. It doesn't have the same level of impact. Kinda hyped to see what they do with the Narada. Just hope they don't make it a giant flying pineapple. It happens. It happens. Oh, it still has impact. Chips. What are we gonna do with you? I did ISE before, but I'm trying to get some good runs in with the Armstrong here. I think it's a capable tank platform. Duke, how's it going? Public queue for Hive Onslaught Elite. Do I think they will make some Klingon bridge officers with space traits? Yeah. I think they're aware of the desire for like SRO equivalents for the other factions. Yeah. Put Cheops in a nursing home? Terrible. Yeah, and the Corolla accessories, the only downside is that they're like the console and the trait are pulse phaser visuals, but if you're willing to live with that on other phaser colors, like it does really well. And broadside like beam array setups are like what most people seem to want to go for, so The nursing home couldn't handle all the new pregnancies at once. That is a new line. Thank you, Chiaps. Yeah, for sure. We are stuck in a long load time. We need a prohibition hammer in here. I mean, there are watchers, but yeah, it's not enough diversity. Yeah.
You will find clarity. You will have strength of purpose. You will be whole.
A little bit of lag on this one. Look at the neck graph at the bottom right.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will claim
Am I going?
another.
I was flying all over the place right there. I couldn't see, honestly, where my ship was pointing. I mean, 82% of the attacks in. It was still good. Wasn't as much for me to survive on that one. Scientific Burst. The GOM 2 console. 339k DPS right there. It would be amazing if things like the broadside beam support inherited the sound and visual of your first equipped energy weapon. When's the next campaign event? Tuesday. Is it lunchtime yet? Darthon, thank you for the buffs, man. As always, I appreciate you and that beautiful set of nanny builds you have there. Yeah, the console off the GOM 2 is legitimately good. And it's best in a science slot. I know Stobetter said it's not good in this, like, that it's not optimal in a science slot, but I very much disagree with them. And it's not me just doing solo ISEs. It is, like, it's legitimately doing well across the board for me in a science slot. Yes, the Demon Hunter event is the 4th part of the yearly event campaign. Yeah. So on PC it's dropping Tuesday. If you're over on console, it's going to be a bit longer. Stobetter was recommending like Inge Universal, I think it was. Darthon, terrible. I want enemy shields offline. I don't care if the enemy weapons are offline. Yeah, I will hopefully have my event campaign recommendations done also very early on for you guys, but it's like I was saying before, it's just been a little bit difficult to get some stuff done recently. I'm working on it. And I did not forget about the giveaway for the coupon. Spencer out here just trying to stir up Stowe CC drama with his hot takes. Look, I appreciate what Stowe better does. I lost count. Is this the 6th promise video that we are getting? Darthon? That makes me feel bad. Makes me feel really bad. I'm failing. The campaign recommendation video will come out at the same time as the Crate 3 video. To be fair, Spencer has recorded video, but just for another site you need a sub for. Are you talking about my, hold on. Are you talking about this sort of website? Chiaps? Is this site you're talking about? Not only Noctua. I got more than Noctua here. How many of you are cultured with your PC fans and know what this is? That's a fan? Terrible. It's a Fantex T30. They're one of the few things that'll beat a Noctua. Yeah, Spacer, thanks for stopping by. It's a single fan. I have a couple of Arctic fans. My issue with the Arctics is I got a batch of P12 Pros, and they had a really annoying squeal, like when I pushed them up to a certain RPM. Sora, thank you for the bits. Maybe I got unlucky with the batch, but I've got I have a problem with computer stuff, okay? I've literally got like one of those big 27-gallon bins full of just fans. It's literally just fans. I have a problem. Yeah, I put all of you in a 27-gallon bin. Terrible. Yeah. That's the issue. That's the reason I went down the Noctua route was just because I needed the squeal that I was getting from some of those fans to go away. 27 gallons, it's like what, 24 hours supply of orange chicken? How much orange chicken do you think I've got? Logical, like, what is my dream computer? I mean, I like my current computer, but if there was unlimited budget, I mean, I would take what is it, the RTX 6000. It's basically the 5090 with like was it 96 gigs of VRAM? I would take that. And then I don't know, like a modern Threadripper or one of the new Xeon setups. Yep. Here's a challenge: a PC with electronic water in the see-through computer fish tank. Yeah, sorry, I know. How's the weight journey going? Looks like I've lost quite a bit so far. I am down. I think, compared to where I was a year ago, it's got to be close to 75 pounds at least, like 75, 80 pounds. I definitely feel like in the past couple of months there was a little bit of a stall out, but that was also because my insurance is being a pain and it took like 2 months for me to get like prior auth done for a refill. That was fun. Imagine the AI model generation on that 96 gigs of VRAM. I know. Thank you, thank you. It's been an issue with shirts. Like some of you probably have seen when I was doing some like recordings, it's like my shirt was like hanging over here, and it's just like, oh, that looks bad. That looks bad. Because your insurance did the same thing, yeah. Gotta love it. Gotta get the t-shirts at Costco when I stock up on the orange chicken. I did stock up on something from Costco, but I haven't had a chance to put it up yet. Hold on. Let me go grab it. Hold on. Be right back. All the orange chicken. Now hold on. They were dumping these for like $30 per something recently, and I got 3 of them. Gotta get that fancy YouTube background going, you know? Is it outdoor fencing? No. Hopefully the mic is picking me up still. It's sound panels. It's sound absorbing panels you just put on your wall. I'm gonna set it back out there. Those are heavy. Just doing a featured wall. Yeah, it'll be like one wall. Yeah, I know warp core. Let's see. But yeah, I mean they were a good deal. Like, I think it was 30 something because like the Costco said that they're getting rid of them, so they had the star on them and stuff. So yeah. um. He's been getting too many noise complaints with all the market manipulating occurring on mechanical keyboards and the 500 Noctua fans going. I have to be careful about how many computers I have on at the same time. If I have my main computer going at like full full throttle, like just going just full blast there, and I have my storage server on at the same time, I will trip the breaker. That is something I've experienced, including once again the other night, which was quite annoying. Yeah, Bob, thank you for stopping by. Yeah. Terrible cheops. Start running extension cords throughout the apartment to spread the load. Terrible. I'm just gonna have to. I think for a better long-term deployment, once I get some of my storage moved around a little bit, I need to just, if I want to have my storage server up all the time, then I need to move it over to a different part of the apartment. Nish, if the new ship is going to be the Narada, what would I guess the ship is about trait seating wise? I have no idea. I would imagine we will learn something in the near future. Yeah. Electric bill, Spencer's working on a data center. Ain't nobody got time for that. Terrible. Logical was right all along. It was terrible. I need a haircut. I just looked at the camera. I didn't realize it was this bad. I have not seen anything. Shave it off and grow a beard. I don't know if I want to grow a beard again. Pilot temporal Narada escort. Nick is obsessed with the beard. He keeps bringing that picture up from a couple years ago and says need to bring it back, which I think is terrible. So I am curious. I know that the PC market sucks right now, but just to throw this out there, what sort of interest would there be in content of me putting together like a I don't know, like a budget build for Stowe, and then maybe a like I want to get like a dedicated Linux box, you know, fully put together for Stowe stuff, but I'm curious, like, is there interest in me you know, doing any content of like building the computer? Is that something people are interested in or not? Or do people just not care? New content ideas. I'm still waiting on Crate and Linux vids that were promised in 2025. I know, Mav. Technically, I released the Crate video in December of 2024. You know, technically. Budget build giveaway, I guarantee would do well. I can't afford to give away computer hardware. I'm not in that sort of financial position. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to wrap things up for today cuz I I got other stuff to do, and honestly I'm feeling a little bit tired. Have I ever considered a video on how much I make on YouTube? The issue with that sort of stuff, Mav, is that as soon as money pops into the conversation, some people start to get really weird. Um, like it's, I get the interest in that, and maybe that's something at some point I'll cover, but it's the issue with that sort of stuff is sometimes like when that information gets out there, it makes some people act a bit weird towards you. Logical, yeah, my sleep schedule's perfectly fine. I don't know what you're implying. Okay, who do we have on Twitch? I see Cornholio. There we go. I'll send Twitch over to Cornholio. I can't actually watch their stream because I have so many ad blockers on that Twitch will not load. But let's get that raid going. Trouble, thank you for the jewels. Okay. Twitch raid is out. The run. Okay, I can close Twitch. The YouTube people get to stay a moment longer. Now that the Twitch people are out, I can tell you guys all the secrets. What have I taken to lose weight? I got on Zepbound for my sleep apnea. So that was the path I took because I couldn't get it strictly for weight loss, but I could get it because of having sleep apnea. So I was able to go through my sleep doctor and get it sorted out that way. Yeah. My mom was, well, she's still on Monjaro, but she was over 400, and I know she's like low 200s now. Yeah, if you have like severe sleep apnea, you should be able to qualify. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to stop the YouTube side here as well. So thank you all for tuning in. I will see you all around. Yeah, no problem, SLB. Goodbye.